Shri Ganeshaya Namaha, Shri Saraswati Namaha, Shri Sadgurubhyo Namaha. Samasta Janakalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahmavidvaram Manojavam Marutatullya Vegam Jitendriyam Buddhimatam Varishtam Vadatmajam Vanarayota Mukhyam Sri Ramadutam Sirasa Namami Santoshini Jaganmata Mama Saubhagyavriddhaye Namaskaromi Bhaktya Tvam Prasanna Varada Bhava Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashya Kridau Vande Bhagavandau Punah Punah Om Namah Pranavarthaya Shuddha Jnanaikamurtaye Nirmalaya Prashandaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Satchidanandarupaya Vishwotpatyadihetave Tapatraya Vinashaya Shri Krishnaya Vayam Namaha Nilambujasyamalakomalangam Sita Samaropita Vamabhagam Vānau Mahasayaka Charuchapam Namami Ramam Raghuvamsanatham. So we are on the Tritiya Sopan. It is known as Aranyakant. So Aranyakant is compared to Maya Nagari. So in Ramayana, every canto is compared to one Punya Sthana in India. Ayodhya, Mathura, so here the Aranyakant is compared to Maya. Maya Nagari is called Bombay. Because Maricha was there. His descendants are called Maya, Bombay people, they say. And anyway, so why it is called Maya? Because in Aranyakant you see all Maya. So the Maya Mrga, that golden deer is Maya. Then Ravana also came using disguise as a sannyasi, Maya. Then Shurpanaka also come disguised as a beautiful girl, that is also Maya. And you will see this Rama Gita here, Bhagavan advising Lakshmana. And Rama Gita is also, Lakshmana is asking what is Maya. So Bhagavan gives explanation. So Prasidaji put this Ramakita here in Aranyakant. Actually, in Valmiki Ramayanam, Ramakita is in Uttarakhand. In another Ramayanam, it is in Uttarakhand. In Adhyatma Ramayanam also there, but it is highly philosophical. But that highly philosophical teaching, Tulsidaji brings it in a very simple form here. That is very beautiful. So that is why it's called Maya Nagari. Maya. So the event that took place in this Aranyam forest, this Aranyam particularly known as Dandakaranyam. Bhagavan first lived in Chitrakood Parvat and then he went to Aranyam, Dandakaranyam. Here there are some people who do not read Aranyakant. Why? Because Sitaji was kidnapped by Ravana, so they feel very sad. They skip this Aranyakant. That is also a Bhakti Bhav. But we will see this Aranyakant here in the Balakant, beginning 7 Sanskrit slokas he wrote. In Ayodhya Kant 3 slokas, and now here only 2 slokas are there. Why? Because in this canto you will find Sitaji is kidnapped. Only Ram, Lakshman alone were there. Therefore only 2 slokas. Kishkindakant also you will see only 2 slokas, but Sundrakant they found Sitaji and therefore 3 slokas are there. Now first sloka he does namaskar to Lord Shiva. In the second sloka namaskar to Bhagavan Ramchandraji. Because Shivaji is looked upon as Guru and then Ishtadevata namaskaram. So now let us read that. Vande Moolam Dharmataro.
Moolam dharmataro viveka jalage purnendumanandadam vairagyam bhujabhaskaram yadagana vantapam tapam moham bodharaputapadana vidho Swasambhavam Shankaram Vande Brahmakulam Kalankashamanam Shri Ramarupapriyam Sandrananda Payodasau Bhagatanum Pitambaram Sundaram Panau Vanasharasanam Tunilabharambaram Rajivayadalochanam Dhutajata Jupena Samshobhitam Sita Lakshmana Samyutam Patigatam Ramabhiramam bhaje. Umarama guna gudha Pandita muni pavahi binati Pavahi moha bimudha Jai Hari Vimukhana Dharanvarati.
Now, the first sloka, Vande Shankaram. I bow down to Shankaram. Shankaram means Shamkaroti iti Shankaraha. The one who brings auspiciousness to all is called Shankara. And what he is? Moolam Dharmataroho. He is the very root, source of the tree of Dharma. Bhagavan always sits under a tree. That tree stands for Dharma, righteousness. And he is the full moon of the ocean of right thinking. Viveka Jalate Purnendam Anandatam. That means if you are devoted to Lord Shiva, great waves of noble thought rises in your mind. Anandadam, giver of joy. Vairagyambuja bhaskaram. When the sun rises, the lotus opens up. By Shiva Bhakti, what happened is the lotuses of dispassion will open up. Vairagyambuja bhaskaram. What a beautiful composition. Then Akhakhana Dvantapahat Tapaham. Tapaham means the destroyer of three kinds of affliction that we go through. Adi Bhautik, suffering from the surroundings. Then Adi Devikam, suffering from the hands of God. And Adhyatmikam, Adi. So that is suffering from within oneself. Then Moham Bodhara Puka Padana Vidau Swasambhavam. When the clouds gather, sometimes the wind blows, clouds are scattered away. Now, which clouds are talked about here? Moham Bodhara Puka Padana Vidau. The clouds of delusion, that which cloud our thinking, Shankaram, that he removes. Shankaraha, to that Shankara, Vande Brahmakulam, who is in the family of Brahmaji, and Kalanka Shamanam. If you worship Lord Shiva, any kind of blemish that comes to us, that will also be removed. Sri Rama Bhupa Priyam. And he is dear to Bhagavan Ramchandraji. And Ramachandraji is very, very dear to him. To that Shankara Bhagavan, my namaskaram. The idea is, if we have Shiva Bhakti and Guru Bhakti, then our ignorance and delusion and affliction, all of them, they will go away. Dispassion will grow. Atmanatma Viveka, that will shine forth and get abidance in righteousness, dharma. Then Sandrananda Payoda Saubhakatanum. That reminds you of Narayanam first verse. Sandranandavabodhatmagamανupamidam Kaladeshavadibhyam narmuktam nityamuktam Nigamashatasahasrena nirbhasyamanam Aspashtam dipsamatre punarurusharthatmakam brahmadattvam Tattavadbhadi sakshat Guru Bhavanapure Hamda Bhagyam Jananam. Same prayoga here also. Sandrananda Payoda Saubhakatanum. What a beautiful composition. I worship that Rama who delights everyone. Ramabhiramam bhaje. What Rama you are worshipping here? Pathigatam Rama, wandering in the forest. How he is? His body is glow, and complexion is more beautiful like that of the water-bearing cloud. Sandrananda Payoda Saubhagatanam. Pitambaram, even the bark of a tree, they were also of the yellow color. Sundaram, most handsome. Then Pano Bana Sharasanam, in his hand there is bow and arrow. Katilasat Tunira Bharam Varam. Also he wears a sheath where so many arrows are there. Rajivayata Lochanam, the lotus-eyed one. Dhrita Jata Chutena Samshobhitam. The hair is of Jata, shining upon himself. Sita Lakshmana Samyutam, accompanied by Sita ji, Lakshman ji. Now Tulsidas ji likes Pathikata Rama. That is why our Gurudev installed Vanavasi Ram in Siddhavari Ashram. Vanavasi Ram is available for everybody. The one who sits in the throne, only few can see him. Lord Shiva tells Uma now, Uma Rama Guna Guda Pandita Muni Pavahi Virati Pavahi Moha Vimuta Ye Hari Vimukhana Dharmarati. So Lord Shiva tells Uma Parvati, Uma, you know Rama Guna is Gudha, very deep and with secret also. Bhagavan Ramchandraji's virtues, sports and leelas are very, very mysterious. Pandita Muni, those learned and contemplative people, when they hear about Ramakatha or happen to see Ramleela, and then their jnana, bhakti, vairagya increases. But pavahi moha vimutha, but those who are deluded, ignorant, harivamukha, turned away from Bhagavan, na dharmarati, they do not abide in righteousness, they get deluded. All the time people ask, why did Rama do this and that? Such people will never evolve. You will see that in the beginning now only. Now we go back to Chitrakoot. What happened there? Love between Rama and Sita was inexplicable. Ramachandra used to think that Sita ji is so young and beautiful, and Sukumari, delicate and beautiful. She has left everything and come with me. So Bhagavan wanted to try his best to delight her and express his love for her so that she will not miss Ayodhya or Janakapuri. He used to collect flowers and make garlands out of it and decorate Sita ji with the flowers. But then what happened was, Lord Indra's son is Jayant. He saw the Lord. He heard that Bhagavan has taken avatar to protect Devatas from the mighty demon called Ravana. And when he saw Bhagavan is spending all the time with Sita ji, making garland and all that, Sringar kar rahe hain. He thought he is like us only. And very much attached to his wife Sita ji. Now such kind of person, how can he kill Ravana? Such thought came to Jayant, delusion, and he didn't understand that the love of Ram for Sita ji had, and she left everything and came with him, and those things he forgot. He wanted to check Bhagavan Ramchandra ji's power, whether he is really mighty or has he forgotten everything, having taken the form of human being, has he forgotten his divinity. Once it so happened that Ramchandraji was resting in the lap of Sita ji. There Jayanta came in the form of a crow and started pecking on Sita ji's body. And some blood came out. Sita ji was enduring that because Ramchandraji was sleeping on her, resting on her lap. But the blood flowed down and touched Bhagavan's body. Bhagavan got up and he saw that Sita ji is bleeding. And he looked at who is the culprit, immediately saw the crow. He recognized that it is none other than Indra's son Jayant. Bhagavan said, "Oh, you have come to test me." So he plucked one blade of grass and invoked mantra and shot that blade of grass. It was Brahmastra and it followed him. Jayant ran fearing that will hit him. First he went to his own father Indra. He said, "I cannot help you." Then he went to Brahmaji. Brahmaji also saw it is Ramastra. He also said, I cannot help you. Then he went to Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva did namaskar to that Brahmastra and said, no, I cannot help you. Then he went to Vishnu Bhagavan. There also he could not help, and he was frustrated and afraid that arrow will hit him. But that arrow was not hitting him, but just chasing him. Because he offended Ramchandraji, and therefore no one could give him refuge. But Narada Muni saw him, and that is why Tulsidaji always says, Santa Hridaya Navaneet Samana. Saintly heart melt, seeing the condition of Jayant. He said, are you a fool? You are offending Ramchandraji and seeking refuge in Lord Shiva. You must go to whom you have insulted. You must go there and fall at the feet of the Lord Rama and seek his forgiveness. Then that Jayant came and fell at the feet of Lord. Please, please forgive me. Bhagavan nature is whoever comes and surrender at his feet, he will make them fearless. He forget all his sins. So Bhagavan said, so you understood your mistake. Okay, I forgive you. But the arrow I shot has to make a mark. I will take one eye of yours. So that's why nowadays crow has got only one eye, isn't it? It doesn't like this only. Now that again has an explanation. We have two eyes. We see duality. He took away one eye means he gave him non-dual vision. He blessed him with great vision of truth. Remember that Jayant had come to check Bhagavan's might and power. He showed only might and power. Now Bhagavan saw slowly the visiting crowd is increasing in Chitrakoot from Ayodhya. Because Ayodhya also people knew where he is staying. So now and then visitors are coming to see him more and more with some pretext or other. Bhagavan thought, because of my staying here, this place is getting disturbed. Now also he has to perform his next act of avatar. Now I must go to Dandakaranyam. That place also became unholy due to Rakshasas living there. And also there are Mahatmas. I must meet them. Before that, we should meet great Atri Rishi and Anasuya. Here he goes to Atri Rishi ashram, and Atri Rishi was so delighted. Atri Rishi knows who Ramchandraji is, and he sings a very beautiful stuti of Ramachandraji. This is very beautiful.
Namami bhaktavatssalam kripalu sheelakomalam bhajami te padambujam akaminam swadhamadam nikama shama sundaram bhavambunathmandaram prabhullakanjalocanam madadidoshamochanam
Bahu Vikramam O Prameya Vaibhavam
Dinesha Vanshamandalam Mahesha Chapakhandanam Munindra Santaranjanam Surari Vrindabhanjanam Manoja Vairi
वन्दितं न जातिदेव सेवितं
विशुद्धबोधविग्रहं
समस्तदूषणापहं
नमामि इन्दिरापतिं सुखाकरं सताङ्गतिं भजे सशक्तिसानुजं शचीपतिप्रियानुजम्
त्वदङ्घ्रिमूलये नरा भजन्ति हीनमत्सरा
पतन्ति नो भवार्णवे
वितर्कवीचिसङ्कुले
विविक्तवासिनः सदा भजन्ति मुक्तये मुदा निरस्य इन्द्रियादिकं प्रयान्ति ते गतिं स्वकम् तमेकमद्भुतं प्रभुं
निरीहमीश्वरं विभुं
जगद्गुरुं च शाश्वतं
तुरीयमेव केवलं
भजामि भाववल्लभं कुयोगिनां सुदुर्लभं स्वभक्तकल्पपादपं समं सुसेव्यमन्वहम्
अनूपरूपभूपतिं नतोऽहमूर्विजापतिं प्रसीद मे नमामि ते पदाब्जभक्तिदेहि मे
पठन्ति ये स्तवमिदं नरादरेण ते पदं व्रजन्ति नात्र संशयं त्वदीयभक्तिसंयुता
बिनती करी मुनि नाइसिरो
कह कर जोरी बहोरी चरण सरोरुहनाथ जनी कबहु तजै मति मोरी सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय।
Namami Bhaktavatsalam. Bhaktavatsala Bhagavan, Kripalu, most compassionate of the noble character and conduct. Here it is said, those who worship the Saguna Sakar form of the Lord, they are blessed with the devotion at the same time. Those who meditate upon the attributeless form of Lord, they attain moksha. But as far as Atri Rishi is concerned, he said, please bless me with devotion to your lotus feet. Then Sitaji goes and meet with Anasuyaji. She is a great Pativrata Stri. Her prowess, her prowess and fame is great. The one meaning of Atri is the one who has gone beyond the three gunas. Atri. Anasuya means pure-minded, no finding fault with anyone. This Anasuya was the mother of Dattatreya Bhagavan. And this Anasuya is the one brought Gangaji as Mandakini to Chitrakoot. So totally loyal, devoted Pativrata Stri she was. She tell Sitaji, come and sit with me. And there she gave her new clothes and ornament. This cloth was divine, celestial one. She said it ever remained new. No need to wash or iron. I think that is the cloth she wore when she went to Lanka, I think. So 1 year there was no need to wash and iron and all that. And she said, not for you, but for the other women of the world, the duties of a loyal, devoted wife, I'll tell you. Now, when we talk about Pativrata word, people are allergic to it now. This Karva Chauth and some other Vratams are there to get the same husband for 7 life. Now, so one lady came and asked me, Swamiji, it is said, if you are married to this husband, I will have to marry him 7 life. Is that true? So I told her, Amma, how do you know this is not the 7th one? She was very happy. Now this Pativrata Dharma. Pati should be looked upon as Parameshwar. Oh, this is too much, right? You know, whenever you hear such expression about Pativrata Dharma, people don't understand what it is. Now, I would like to take a few minutes to tell you what exactly the essence of it. You see, the very purpose of human life is realization of truth, God, self-realization. If that is the goal, it can be achieved by self-knowledge. That knowledge can be gained only when the mind is purified. Only when the mind is purified, and then only desire for knowledge will rise in our mind. Now, how do you get purity of mind? One way, through selfless karma, karma yoga, or seva to others, etc. Second is upasana. Like when we do murti puja, that statue may be made of clay, wood or stone. But you look upon that murti as God. Asmin haridra bimbe smukham sopanam mahaganapatim avahayami. Then you look upon that haridra bimba as Ganesha. You don't take that after Udhyasanam, you don't take that and put in your sambar. No, you don't do that. Because you look upon it as Lord Himself. Then worship is offered. Then with this process, your mind gets purified. This is called upasana. Now to a child it is said, Matru Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava. You look upon your parents as God, teacher as God, guest as God. When you can look upon a statue as God, why not living being? So here when it is said Pati is Parameshwar, it is an upasana for our mental purification. What about man? He was also told mother, father, teacher, guest, etc. They're all God. In fact, Ramayana says for a king, his praja is his Bhagavan. Think about it. Once this is understood, then you don't see that person is great or not. How you look upon it, it is for your own purification of mind. This is the Shastra Drishti. So Pativrata Dharma, she spoke to Sita ji. She said, you are Pativrata Shiromani. This is not for you, but it's for the world. So Ram, Lakshman, Sita ji did namaskar to Atra Rishi and Anusuya ji, and taking their blessings went forward. Bhagavan killed one Asura called Virat. He was under a curse to become Rakshasa. Now Bhagavan released him from the Shapa. In the 7th Doha, it is beautifully said. Bhagavan was moving in the forest. In the forest, what you will find, wild animal and asuras also. Rishimunis also you will find. Aranya means Aryate iti aranyam. First is Brahmacharya, then Grihastha, then these householders should retire. That's called Aranyavasa. And in our Purana, you see all Rajas, after a certain time, they hand over the kingdom to their children and retire to the forest. So that's called Vanaprastha. Forest is that which is sought after those people wants to live a contemplative life. Aranyam also means no battle. You live in solitude. Now, after Viratavada, Bhagavan continued his journey, and then they reached an ashram of Sharabhanga Rishi. This Sharabhanga Rishi was such a great tapasvi. His merit was so much, he became eligible to go to Brahmaloka with his own body. And Indra Devata came with a chariot, aerial car, there to take him to Brahmaloka. But Sharabhanga Rishi came to know that Ram, Lakshman, Sita ji, they are coming. Then he said, he told Indra, you go, I am not coming. Why? Because Ram Darshan is much higher than, greater than Brahmaloka Prapti. Later on I will come on my own, he said. Now when he met, Sharabhanga Rishi's heart was overflowing with love for Ram, Sita. Even though he could have gone to Brahmaloka, and then from there he can attain final liberation. It is said that in Brahmaloka, Brahmaji gives Vedantic teaching. Okay. So there also you cannot escape Vedanta. Okay. There also he will catch you. But better learn from here itself, Why go there? But there is a better teacher. Brahmaji is a better teacher. Okay. Better perks are there. You don't have to worry about office. You don't have to worry about food, etc. It is all provided. So air-conditioned atmosphere, beautiful place, all good amenities are there. Maybe a better idea. But anyway, so there also Brahmaji has to teach, and you have to listen. You have to reply from it. That's why in Kaivalya Upanishad, it is Brahmaji is the teacher, Ashwalayana is the student. So, but Sharabhanga Rishi said, I don't want all that. You just revel in my heart. May you, Sitaji and Lakshmanji, revel in my heart. Saying this with his own yogakni, he left his body. But Bhagavan gave him Vaikuntha for him. I want only Saguna Bhakti, he says. Thereafterward, he was moving ahead. One place he saw a heap of bones. Sharabhanga Rishi said, Sita Anuja Sameda Prabhu Neela Jalata Tanushyama Mamahiya Basahu Nirantara Saguna Rupa Sri Ram. You can see in Ramayana, all great saints and sages, they all know Nirguna Sarupa of Bhagavan, but they all wanted to worship Bhagavan's Saguna Rupa with beautiful form. That is what they wanted. So that is what the Rishi asked, and Bhagavan blessed them. Not only blessed him, he sent him to his Vaikuntha Dham. Thereafterwards, he was moving about. Another place he saw heaps of bones. Some other Rishi Munis going with him. He asked, what is this? They said, these are the bones of those Rishi Munis eaten up by the Rakshasas. And Bhagavan said, the Nisichara hina karahumahi bhuja uthai panakin sakala munike ashramahi jai jai sukadhina. He said, I will make this world free from all Rakshasas. That promise Bhagavan gave. Now, I take a pledge that all these Rakshasas, I will finish them. He said this, raising his hand. Then he visited the ashram of many rishis, consoled them, gave them hope. Now there is another episode here. It is a very beautiful episode. There is another rishi called Sutiksha. The Sudishna Prasangam in Tulsidas Ramayanam is very interesting. At the same time, it is very special in Tulsi Ramayanam. This episode narrated in Tulsi Ramayanam is so unique and you don't find it anywhere. At Valmiki Ramayanam it is mentioned, name is mentioned, but not this much. So charming. So he was a disciple of Agastya Rishi. Agastya Rishi also has written Ramayana. Agastya Ramayanam is there. So Sutikshna was a very good disciple, student. He completed his learning and after learning he has to give Guru Dakshina to the Guru. So Sutikshna asked Guru, what Guru Dakshina can I give you? Guru said, no Dakshina is needed. I am very, very pleased with the way you have grasped the knowledge. That itself is a Dakshina. But he said, no. He insisted. Then Guru got angry. He said, if you want to give Dakshina, then bring Rama as Dakshina. And if you cannot, don't put your foot here. Get out. Now Sutikshna went away and made an ashram nearby and he sat down in meditation and he started praying to Lord, saying, this demand of my Guru is such that only you can fulfill it. So I can't do anything, please help me. So this way he was meditating on Rama and performed severe tapas. And one day he heard that Ramchandraji is coming. He just got up and started running here and there. He didn't know which way he is coming. But he just started walking. His condition was such that he started dancing with joy. And suddenly he becomes still. These are all Bhakta Lakshana. And again walking up and down. By this time, Bhagavan arrived at that scene and he stood behind a tree and he was watching this Rishi's condition. Then afterwards, such a Bhakta, even Bhagavan was eager to meet. And suddenly this Sutikshna went into a trance. Bhagavan appeared in his heart as Ramchandraji. Suddenly he sat down, all his hair standing on end. Then Bhagavan appeared again in his heart with Chaturbhujadhari Vishnu. But the Sutikshna was not devoted to that form. He opened his eyes, he got up. Then what did he see? Bhagavan was standing in front of him. Boliye Bhaktavatsala Bhagavan ki jai. He saw Ramchandraji in his heart, and outside also he saw Ram. Here also Ramastuti is there, giving different names to Rama. This Sudikshana asked strange things to Bhagavan. Bhagavan, everyone says that one must give up one's own ego. But I don't want to give up my ego. They are strange. Bhagavan said, what? He said, I want to have that ego that I am your servant. I have to live in this world with some individuality, some identity. So I want this ego that you are my master. Please bless me with that. Bhagavan was pleased and asked, you ask any boon you want. He said, Bhagavan, I don't know what to ask. You give me any boon you want. Bhagavan said, okay. And he blessed him with knowledge and liberation. Then Sudikshana said, you gave me what you wanted to give me. Now I tell you, give me what I want. But when I ask you, you said, I don't want anything. Now you say you want something. Now he said, after listening to you, now I know what I want. I want Saguna Bhakti, only devotion to your form. I want you to be in my heart with Sita ji, Lakshman ji. That is what I want. So Tikshana is like a child. Therefore Bhagavan said, Tathastu. So that is what he said. Chaupai, 11th Chaupai, Doha. Anuja Janaki Sahita Prabhu.
Anuja Janaki Sahita Prabhu. Chap Ban Dhar Ram. Mamahiya Gagana Indoiva. Basahu Sada Nihatam.
Saguna Bhakti, he wanted that. Anuja Janaki Sahita Prabhu Chapa Bana Dhara Ra. That Rama who is wielding bow and arrow, along with Anuja, that is Lakshmana and Janaki, may you reside Mamahiya Gagana Indu Iva Basahu Sada Nihakam. May you reside in my heart. That is what I want. So Krishna is like a child. Therefore Bhagavan said, Tathastu. Evamastu Kari Ramani.
Evamastu Kari Ramani Vasa. Harashi chale kumbha charichi pasa. Bahut divas gur darsanu paaye. Bhaye mohi ehi ashram aaye.
अब प्रभु संग जाऊं गुर पाही
तुम कह नाथ निहोरा नाहि देखी कृपा निधि मुनि चतुराई लिए संग बिरसे दो भाई पंथ कहत निज भगति अनुपा मुनि आश्रम पहुँचे सुरभूपा तुरत सुति छन गुरु पहि गयऊ करि दंडवत हत बस भयऊ नाथ कौशलाधीश कुमारा आए मिलन जगत आधारा राम अनुज समेत वैदेही निशि दिनु देव जपत हऊ जेहि सुनत अगस्त्य तुरत उठि धाये हरि विलोकिलोचन जल छाये मुनि पद कमल परे दो भाई ऋषि अति प्रीति लिए गुर लाई सादर कुशल पूछी मुनि ज्ञानी आसन पर बैठारे आनी पुनि करि बहु प्रकार प्रभु पूजा मोहि सौभाग्यवंत नहीं दूजा जहाँ लगी रहे अपर मुनि वृंदा हर्ष सब विलोकी सुख कंदा मुनि समूह मह बैठे सन्मुख सब की ओर सरद इंदु तन चितवत मानहु निकर चकोर सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय
एवमस्तु करि रमा निवासा हर्षि चले कुंभ चप्टिषि वासा tathastu means he blessed him with that wish of Sutikshna. Bhagavan said, now I heard a little distance from here there is this Agastya Muni's ashram. I want to visit him. The moment he heard his guru's name, suddenly Sudikshna remembered, Bhagavan, I will come with you to show the way. Actually, Bhagavan understood as his guru has said as Guru Dakshina, I want Ram. See the Guru Shishya Sambandha. It looks like Guru got angry with him. But actually it was a blessing. That means he himself should have Ramadarshan first. Only then he can take him to his Guru. Bhagavan saw his cleverness and told Lakshman, let us go. As they were nearing the ashram, Sutikshna said, you come slowly, I will run and tell my Guru that you are coming. And he ran, and when Guru saw him, he said, why? Why did you come? What did I tell you? Not to put your foot here, I told you. And he said, Guruji, you said bring Ram, but I brought Sita ji, Lakshmanji also. What? True? Yes. Disciple should be like Sutikshna. But by the time Ram, Lakshman, Sita ji reached the ashram, you can't imagine the joy of Agastya Rishi. Agastya Rishi also knows who is Ram, Lakshman, Sita. He also received them with great honor. Agastya Rishi says, even though Veda says, you are Nirguna Nirakar Nirvishesha Brahma, but my mind again and again goes to your beautiful form. Therefore, you bless me with devotion for this form. Again, Bhagavan asked from Agastya Rishi where he should go and live. Agastya Rishi said, there is a place called Panchavati in the bank of Godavari near Nasik. 5 banyan trees are there, and therefore it is called Panchavati. 5 Vadavakshas. There are great Rishimunis are also living there, but it is polluted by asuras. You go there and sanctify the whole place. Now Bhagavan goes to Panchavati. Before reaching there, a vulture appeared before them. His name was Jatayu. He said, I am a friend of your father Dasharatha Maharaj. I will stay here and protect Sita ji. Now come here a beautiful portion called Ramagita. It is a dialogue between Sri Rama and Lakshmana.
जब ते राम कीन तह बासा, सुखी भये मुनि बीती त्रासा। गिरिवन नदी ताल छवि छाए, दिन दिन प्रति अति ओहि सुहाए। खग मृग वृंद आनंदित रही, मधुप मधुर गुंजत छवि लहरी। शोभन बरनी न सकहि राजा, जहाँ प्रगट रघुबीर विराजा। एक बार प्रभु सुख आसीना, लक्ष्मण बचन कहे चलहीना। सुर नर मुनि सचराचर साई, मैं पूछऊँ निज प्रभु की नाई। मोहि समझ आई कहो सोई देवा, सब तज करऊँ चरण रज सेवा। कहु ज्ञान विराग हरु माया, कहु सो भगति करहु जहि दाया। ईश्वर जीव भेद प्रभु, सकल कहो समुझाई। जाते होई चरण रति, शोक मोह भ्रम जाई। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय, बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय।
Before entering to Ram Gita, the symbolism of Vadavriksha. Vadavriksha stands for Shraddha, Vishwas, faith. All spiritual seekers should have 5 kinds of faith. Number 1, faith is in the existence of God, astikya buddhi. Only then desire for knowledge is possible. Love for God is also possible. Number 2, means of knowledge to know that reality. Faith in the authority of Vedas as the means of knowledge. Like you have faith in your means of knowledge for perception, like your eyes. For form and color, the eyes are the means, eyes are the pramana. And you have faith in that because you say, Driksakshi, I saw with my own eyes, you have so much faith. The same type of faith you should have in pramana, that is Shastra, Vedas. Now Vedas are in the form of mantras. True, real import must be understood. Therefore, faith in the wisdom and nobility of Guru is the 3rd. Number 4, faith in yourself. Number 5, faith in one's own sadhana. People take mantra from a Guru and give up saying it is not powerful. Then listen to others, go for another mantra. And one lady came and asked me, Swamiji, I got 10 mantras, now what I should do? What I can tell? So chant everything, every 10, 11 times. So otherwise she will be miserable. Thus, Pancha Shraddha is very important. Okay, now, ever since Bhagavan made Panchavadi as his dwelling place, there was beauty, sanctity. Japate Rama Keenataha Basa, Sukhi Bhaye Muni Bhiti Trasa. All the Rishimunis became happy. Not only that, the atmosphere also became so beautiful. Girivana Nadi Tala Chapichaye. Dina dina priti prati ati ohi suhaye. Not only that, Giri and Vana, Nadi, Tala, Chavi, Chai, all the lakes, everything was so beautiful. Because the creator of the nature, Prakriti, he himself is present. What to talk about the beauty? Naturally, it increased. And one day, Lakshmana saw Bhagavan after doing his Sandhya Vandanam and all that. He was sitting there relaxed. And you should know how to approach your Guru. When the Guru is in a relaxed mood only, then you should go and ask questions. When he is in a hurry, walking or going somewhere, don't go and prostrate. Then he will jump off, he will slip and fall also. So you should see what is the occasion. Now Lakshmana means Lakshana Yuktaha, the one who is endowed with virtues. That Lakshmana approached Prabhu. Prabhu means the one who is capable, that is Lord. He said, I have some questions. Please explain to me what is that. Now, what are the questions? Kahahu jnana viraga aru maya. Now, what is this knowledge? Jnanam, a word I heard from Shastra. Then there is a word called viraga, vairagya. Everybody talk about vairagya. What exactly it means? And then there is a third one is called maya. What is this maya Saptam? In the spiritual literature, these words are used very commonly. And then bhakti. What is the difference between Ishvara and Jiva? These are the 5 questions he asked. So one is, what is Jnanam? Another is Vairagyam. Third one is Maya. Fourth one is Bhakti. And fifth one is, what is the difference between Jiva and Ishvara? I want to understand the import of all of them. Everybody use these words. So Vairagya means people think that he has no interest in anything. That's called Vairagya. I used to think Vairagya means, my mother used to give me this castor oil. And that day, what is the mood? You don't want to do anything. No taste in anything, nothing. That kind of a mind is called Vairagi's mind. This is what I thought. Usko Vairagya aa gaya, bichara. What is this Vairagya? Bhagavan explains so beautifully here. Okay, I will tell you briefly, he said. You want to know all these knowledge, dispassion, maya, bhakti, Ishvara, Jiva, Bhed. What for? I want to know all this so that I will be free from ignorance and delusion and also grief that is associated with that. And more importantly, develop more and more love for your feet and serve you better. That is the idea. Not for becoming a guru and start teaching. Okay, I will tell you briefly because you are intelligent person. If you listen to this with your mind and intellect, then you will get it by just one time hearing. Bhagavan started change the order. There are question answer session. You ask one question, you have to follow the order, right? Here it's not like that. Bhagavan changed the order. He says he started with Maya. Because if you understand Maya, all other things will be easier. That's why, after listening to Vedanta for 20 years, one student came to me as Swamiji. Still I don't understand what is Maya. Then I said, that is called Maya. If you understand, it is not Maya. People think Maya means this samsara. In Tamil it is all samsartya. My wife and children has come. They think wife and children is called samsara. But Bhagavan says, me ar more tor te maya. This notion in our mind that I and mine, you and yours, that is called Maya. This possessiveness is the problem. That is Maya. And he said, what we see, touch and smell, we think that alone is real. But appearances are defective. What we see is only a version given to us by our senses. Interpretation of our senses and mind. What we see, that much alone is not true. What we see alone is not real. It is only a relative reality. The truth we must find out. That means what we see, what we experience is Maya. And behind that Maya, for Maya to exist, there is something more nobler and important, nobler and real. And that reality is the one we have to discern. Truth is something different from what you see. Then Bhagavan says, Maya is of two kinds. One is of the nature of ignorance. So Maya means what? Trigunatmika Maya. Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. Sattva means purity, Rajas means activity, Tamas means inactivity or indolence, inertia, procrastination. Now Bhagavan says, in this Rajas and Tamas is called Avidya Maya. Sattva is Vidya Maya. So there are two divisions he makes here. That is one of the nature of creating. So two kinds. One is of the nature of ignorance and one is of the nature of knowledge. And put it differently, one is of the nature of creating bondage, that is Rajas and Tamas. Another aspect of Maya is that which liberates. Sattva, Sattvic Maya liberates. Now, these are all the very highly Vedantic thought because it is debated in our Mandukya Karika and other texts. It's debated. So they say that Gaudapadacharya says everything is like a dream, even waking is also a dream. Then somebody asked this question, your teaching is also a dream, isn't it? Your Vedantic learning also a dream. He said, yes. But there is one thing, this Vedantic teaching will make you get up from dream. That is the greatness of this teaching. The same way, Sattva is also Maya, but that Maya will take you to Bhagavan. So it is called Vidya Maya. If you run after Avidya Maya, it will create problem for you. But if you are with Vidya Maya, then it will take you to the Lord. In the Vandana sloka about Sita ji, it was said, Sarvashreyaskarim Sitam Natoham Kleshaharinim Natoham Ramavallabham. Remover of all affliction. I, my, is Avidya Maya. Then we get bound. But the same Maya in the form of Bhakti, Jitnyasa, Shraddha, when that comes, then it is Shuddha Sattva Guna Pradhan. And such Maya, that Vidya Maya, take you to liberation. That Maya who is responsible for creation, sustenance and destruction, who is under the direct control of Bhagavan, if you follow that Maya, it will liberate you. That is why you see Ramchandraji is when they walk, Ramchandraji is in front, Sitaji, and then Lakshmana. Lakshmana was following that Maya, who was following Ramchandraji. No problem. Later on what happened, you see Ravana separated Sitaji from Ramchandraji. Then what happened, you know. This is Vidya, Avidya, Maya. Then Bhagavan said, to get rid of this Avidya, Maya, Jnanam is required. Knowledge is required. And what is the nature of that knowledge? Not just learning, writing so many books, but true sign of knowledge is one rises above body identity, rises above ego, and one who sees that one Brahman everywhere and no attachment to body, and that is called knowledge. And what is the lakshana of knowledge is humility. Then what is dispassion? Vairagya means no likes or dislikes, particular likes or dislikes. He gave good example. Trinasama siddhi tini gunatyagi. Like a blade of grass, he considered all his achievement. He doesn't give too much importance because all of them are within Maya, apparent. So that is called Vairagya. Vairagya means maturity. A matured mind, a balanced mind is called Vairagi's mind. That doesn't mean he will not enjoy. When it comes, he enjoy. When it leaves, he say bye. Agataha swagatam kuryat getchantam na vivare. No particular likes or dislikes. Whatever comes, Bhagavad Ichcha, he enjoys. And it goes fine, thank you. It doesn't want to hold on to it. That type of a mind called Vairagi's mind. Then, what is the difference between man and God? He says, lot of difference. In our ashram, there was a satsang. One student asked Swamiji, what is the difference between God and me? Gurudeva answered, you ask and he doesn't ask. That is the difference. That means he knows and we don't know. In other words, God is omniscient, sarvajna, but Jiva is alpajna. Little knowledge, Ishwar is sarvashaktiman, Jiva is alpashaktiman. Jiva always getting into trouble and Ishvara gets Jiva out of trouble. God gives and forgives and Jiva gets and forgets. So this is the difference. Then the last one is, what is bhakti? True nature of devotion is that it touches the heart of Lord. That is called, it melts the heart of Lord. That is called bhakti. And such bhaktas, Bhagavan blesses them. And we will see that bhakti when we come to Shabari story. But the essence of bhakti is, it is not what you do, how much you do, how elaborately you do, but where is your heart? Your heart is there or not? That makes the difference. You have love for Bhagavan, is there not? That love which touches and melts the heart of Bhagavan, that is called bhakti. 16th Doha. Vachana karma manamori.
वचन कर्म मन मोरि गति भजनु करहि रे काम तिनके हृदय कमल महु करहु सदा विश्राम.
See, Bhagavan is residing in everybody's heart. But Bhagavan himself says that I don't take rest in everybody's heart. Why? We have so much of desire, anxieties, worries and all that. But whose heart, he says, I take rest, Viram. The one who loves me, thought, word and deed wholeheartedly, without any kind of worldly desire, Bhagavan says, I take rest in the heart of such people. I feel very much rested there. Now, listening to all these topics, Lakshmanji was pleased, particularly more pleased when he heard about Bhakti Yoga. Now, after this comes a very interesting portion. The story gives some momentum now after this. So every chapter you see there is somebody, a turning point come. Ayodhya Kand you saw, Vishwamitra ji came, the whole story turned. Then in Balakand, the Vishwamitra Rishi came, and Ayodhya Kand you see Mantara. Without Mantara, the whole story Ramayana would not have happened. So Mantara was very important character in the Ramayana. Otherwise, what would have happened? Ramchandraji would have become a king in Ayodhya, stayed there. Story ends. Lived so many years, established Ramarajyam, and then went to his Vaikuntha. That's all. But nothing happened. No, but in Aranyakand, you see, now comes Surpanekha. She is the one, the turning point. Ram Gita. Ram Gita talks about Jnana, Vairagya, Maya, Bhakti, Jiva, Ishvara, Aikya. Veda, actually. So after, in this way, discussing about yoga, bhakti, etc. for some time peacefully. But as you know, life is not that something that's smooth. See. Something has to happen, and something happened. What is that? There came Surpanekha, the sister of Ravana. Nakha means name. Surpa means, you know what it is. It's called sieve. People who have lived in city, they don't know what is sieve. But people who have lived in village, they know what is sieve. When your rice is, they want to clean it, take it, the what you call stones and all that, they sieve it. So that sieve means very big one. So her nail was like a sieve. Think about it. And you can imagine the body, other part of the body. So she is introduced by her own name, actually. She was famous by herself. Her heart, wicked, terrible, like a snake, lusty, passionate person. Now once she went to Panchavati, roaming about here and there, and suddenly she saw Rama and Lakshmana. Most handsome people, And when she saw, immediately her mind was filled with sensual desire and disguising, but she knew that with her form, nobody will look at her. So she disguised as a beautiful lady and approached Ramchandraji. Now, no formality at all, no etiquette, no shyness or anything. She just went straight away and said to Ramchandraji, there is no man like you and no lady like me. Tuma sama purushana, mo sama nari. We are made for each other. What she said is there true. No handsome person like Rama and no shameless person like Supaneka. Bhagavan understood what type of a woman she is. Actually, she is ugly and old. And she was married and husband was actually killed by Ravana only. She said, I have been roaming about in this world. I never found a match for myself. That is why I remained unmarried so far. All like, now that I see you, you stand some chance. See, so much of arrogance. This character is, Surpanaka character is a peculiar character. Immediately Ram, Lakshmana, Sita understood what kind of person she is. Bhagavan said, I am married and my wife is already with me here. But my younger brother is here, his wife is not there with him. So, why don't you go to him? So she said, that's okay, I will go. That also fine. Tu nahi or sahi. You are not there, someone else also okay. Lakshman said, I myself is a servant of my master. If you marry me, you will be a servant of my servant. Servant of a servant. There is no sukham in servant's life. It is like expecting honor for a beggar. Greedy person wants fame in the society. Extremely arrogant person, he wants all purusharthas. I don't think you are that kind of a person. Would like to be a slave. You are free, licentious person. She said, you are right. Then again she went back to Ramchandraji. Ramchandraji said, I already told you my situation. Then again she went back to Lakshmana. Lakshmana again refused. Then she was going back and forth like this. Then she got angry because she thought that this Sita ji is the problem. That is why the whole problem, they are not accepting me. Suddenly she appeared in her own real terrible form. She wanted to attack Sita ji. And Bhagavan Rama, Ramchandra ji only just indicated to Lakshmana. And Lakshmana swiftly cut her nose and ears. And blood was coming from both nose and ears. And she ran screaming, shouting, cursing. And she had her brothers, Khara, Dushana, Trishira. They are all Bhayankara Rakshasas. There with 14,000 Rakshasas camping there. It's called Janasthana. Ravana, place to place, kept his army like a check post so that people cannot reach Lanka that easily. This place is called Janasthanam. So when she went there, Karadushana asked, what happened to you? How can anyone disfigure you? Because you yourselves are so terrible. You eat people. Then she started accusing them. What kind of brothers you are? You cannot take care of me. Only 2 Rajakumaras are there. Only one of them did this to me. Now Karadushana, Trishira, with their 14,000 armies, went to Rama. Bhagavan Ramchandra ji also knew that the Surpanaka episode is not over. It is only the beginning. Ramchandraji said to Lakshmana, take Sitaji to a safe place and stand guard. And when the Rakshasas come, I will take care of them. And the Rakshasas came. All the Rakshasas, when they saw Bhagavan Ramchandraji, so handsome and divine beauty, they stood there. And Karadushana said, we have seen so many men, handsome ones, but such beauty we never seen so far. Even though you have disfigured our sister, we don't have that heart to shoot arrow to you. We don't want to kill you. That is called Sundarata, real Sundarata. Even such wicked people, their heart also start melting. Now Karadushana called his minister, go and tell him, even though you have done something to our sister, just give that Sitaji to us, then you can go back. We will not do anything. You can spare your life. We will spare your life. When the minister came and informed what the message was, Bhagavan said, don't give cowardly talk now. Now you have come as enemies to fight with me. You are already in the battlefield. If you are afraid, go back. And there are Rakshasas. Now a fierce battle took place between Karadushana's army and Bhagavan Ramchandraji. The war was going on, but suddenly Bhagavan used Mohanastra. And each Rakshasa thought that other one is Rama and killed each other, saying Ram and seeing Rama, they all killed themselves. How lucky they were. Bhagavan is compassionate. Even some such Rakshasas also gain Vaikuntha. If you hate that sugar and eat it, it will be sweet only. So too, Bhagavan's name is so sweet. And even if you chant it with hatredness, it will be sweet only. In a few minutes, all asuras fallen down dead. When there is war, the devatas immediately gather in the sky. And when they saw Rama as one, they shower some flowers from the heaven and then they departed. Karadushana and Trishira's killing is not the end. Bhagavan knew that they are not the boss. Someone else is the boss. So Bhagavan, by killing Karadushana, threw a challenge at Ravana. So this Shurpanekha, when she saw all her brothers along with 14,000 soldiers just finished, then she furiously went to Lanka and talked to Ravana. Not only talking, she screamed actually. She said, in front of all assembled in the Ravana's court, she said, you are not alert and vigilant. You are not worried and concerned about the safety and security of Rakshasas and your country. You are sitting here drinking wine and sleeping day and night, enjoying all luxury. You think that nobody can touch you. You don't know the clouds of danger hanging over your head. Now, afterwards she is advising Ravana. If there is no Rajaniti, proper governance, then the kingdom will perish. If dharma is not there, through unrighteous way, if one earns money, it won't stay with him. Even good deeds are there, and if they are not dedicated to Bhagavan Hari, those karmas have no value. What she says is all very wonderful things. Even Rakshasas also knows Vedanta, you see. And this you can see, called Rakshasa Vedanta. And in Hiranyakashipu also gave advice to his brother's wife and children and all that. It's beautiful Vedanta he speaks. Someone is very literate and educated, but common sense is not there. It's no use. All these are mere labor only. And Ravana, you understand, if there is no spiritual seeker remains in the company, if there is a spiritual speaker remains in the company of a very sensuous people, he will destroy himself. Or a king doesn't have a good minister to advise him, he will also perish. Arrogance will destroy your knowledge, and too much of drinking, then sense of modesty also go away. A few things you should never underestimate them. Number one, ripu, enemy, disease, fire, sin, and snake. Oh Ravana, you understand? Ravana said, calm down first and tell me what happened. Now suddenly you start giving me advice. I don't like anyone giving me advice. I don't need anybody's advice. Surpanaka said, now you are asking me. Actually you should have known yourself. Anyway, I tell you. Now she twists the story. She said, I went to Panchavadi for sightseeing and I saw two Rajakumaras. Then I saw a beautiful woman. She understands Ravana's weakness. You have many women, but they are nothing compared to her. But then that brother, when he came to know, I want to take her away as a gift to you, he cut off my ear and nose. Then I went to Karadushana, but they were all killed in no time by one single person, that Rama. All are gone? Yes. Then he thought for a while and said, okay, calm down. Now I'll find out what I can do. Then he went. His thoughts are given here. Who is there in this world who is not under my rule? Devatas, human beings, asuras, nagas, gandharvas, birds, everyone who can dare challenge, anyone who can dare challenge me. And Karadushana are equal to me in strength. Who can kill them other than Bhagavan? So Ravana knew, is it that Lord taken avatar here? If he has taken avatar, that I am not going to surrender to him, but he will be my enemy. And if he is Bhagavan, sure I will die at his hand. Then I will cross over the ocean of samsara. Now, suppose if you come to know Bhagavan has taken avatar, what should be the thinking? I am so lucky the Lord is here. Let me see him and fulfill the purpose of my life. But Ravana says, worship, surrender is not possible in this tamasa deha. No sattvic qualities, even though he thought that he is mighty, but he cannot do bhajan, can't do bhakti. Now this is my resolve, that he is my enemy. Suppose if he is only a human being, then I will finish him, or I will kidnap his wife. Then there will be battle and I'll win the battle. No worship, only worship. But he had a doubt. Suppose he is a man, then I will defeat him. Now, then he went to Maricha. Got on his Pushpa Viman, went to Maricha.
तेहि बन निकट दसानन गयऊ तब मारीच कपट मृग भयऊ अति विचित्र कछु बरनी न जाई कनक देह मणि रचित बनाई सीता परम रुचिर मृग देखा अंग अंग सुमनोहर वेशा सुनहु देव रघुवीर कृपाला एहि मृग कर अति सुंदर छाला सत्य संग प्रभु बधि करिएहि आनहु चरम कहति बेदेहि तब रघुपति जानत सब कारण उठे हर्षि सुर काजु सवारन मृग बिलो की कटी परिकर बांधा करतल चाप रुचिर सरसाना प्रभु लक्ष्मण ही कहा समुझाई फिरत विपिन निशिचर बहु भाई सीता केरि करहु रखवारी बुद्धि विवेक बल समय विचारी प्रभु ही बिलो की चला मृग भाजी धाये राम सरासन साजी निगमनेति शिव ध्यान न पावा माया मृग पाछे सो धावा कबहु निकट पुनि दूरी पराई कबहु प्रगटई कबहु छपाई प्रगटत दूरत करत छल भूरी यही विधि प्रभु ही गयऊ दूरी तब तकी राम कठिन सर मारा धरनी घरेऊ करि घोर पुकारा।
He had went alone to Maricha. He is a Mayavi, capable of assuming different forms. He sat on his Pushpaviman and went to Maricha, who was living near Panchavati, near Mumbai. Ravana is planning. You see, when two parties are fighting each other, both will be planning. Therefore, Ramchandraji was also planning. Ramchandraji knew what Ravana is planning. Therefore, Ramchandraji called Sitaji when Lakshmana was not there. I have to tell you something secretly. He said, my dear Sita, listen, I want to do some Naralila. Bhagavan knew that Ravana is going to kidnap Sitaji. But Sitaji is such a pativrata nari, she cannot be touched by Ravana just like that. So you do one thing, your original form you hand over to Agni Devata and assume a Maya form exactly like yours. In one of the Ramayana it is said the sattvic type of Sitaji was in the heart of Ramchandraji and therefore no separation. Rajasic form was in the fire and tamasic form she assumed exactly like the original one. No one could distinguish. Even Lakshmana did not know. This was known only to Ram and Sitaji only. Even when we watch this episode of Ramayana in the movie, we become emotional. Then what to talk about the acting of Sitaji and Ramchandraji. Lakshmana came and he did not know he is looking at Maya Sita. If Ravana is playing his trick, Bhagavan is much higher than him. He is Swami of Maya ka Swami. Now let us go back to Ravana. He went to Uncle Maricha, anxious, worried. Maricha immediately received him with honor and respect. Maharaj, you look worried. What happened? He told what all things happened. Then he said, I want you to help me. I want to kidnap Sita. But as long as the Ram, Lakshman, if both are there, I don't think I can. Therefore, you appear there as a golden deer, most charming and fascinating, so that Sita will want to have that deer. Then you take that Rama far, far away. I know you may die the hands of Rama, but while dying also you scream in the voice of Rama and call for help. Ha Lakshmana, ha Sita. Then hearing that, Sita get worried and asked Lakshmana to go. This is the plan of Ravana. Maricha said, enmity with whom? Ram? He was shivering like a leaf. When an ordinary arrow he shot at me, 800 miles away I have fallen here. I have taken sannyas now. He is God and enmity with him is not going to help you. Please go back. Ravana said, what? What is happening to people? Everyone tried to teach me. He took out his Chandrahas to strike. Then Maricha started thinking, you should not have enmity towards 9 people, they say. Who are they? One is Shastri, someone holding a gun or weapon. That time don't start arguing with him. Whatever he says, just do it. Then Marmi, the one who knows your secret. Then Prabhu, strong and influential person. Then 4th one is Shatha, foolish person. Then Dhani, very rich person. Then 6th one is Vaidya, doctor. 7th one is Bandi, bards who sings glories of the king, like nowadays journalist. Then 8 Kavi, poets. Then 9th one is Bhanas, cook. You should not have an enemy because you don't know what you get afterwards. Here Ravana was with weapon. So Maricha was thinking, if I don't obey him, he will kill me. If I obey him, Rama will kill me. Now which is better? Better to die in the hands of Ramchandraji. At least some good gati will be there. By this time, he has become a devotee of Rama. So he started imagining, this Ravana has given me a good opportunity. I will go there as deer. He will chase me. I stop and look at him and I can see him in person in front of me. Then he will shoot arrow. Looking at him and chanting his name, I will die. Great. Thinking like that, outwardly said, Maharaj, I accept. Now you see, Ravana has planned. Bhagavan Ramchandraji also has his own plan. And Maricha also have his own plan. Now, then this Maricha assumed a charming golden deer form with many gems stuck on his skin. And he went near the kutia and Sitaji saw. Her mind was captivated and she asked Ramchandraji, look at this wonderful deer. Please get one. Get me this. Please get me this deer for me. If you can bring him alive, that will be wonderful. I can play with it that. But suppose if it dies, then I can have the deer skin. Bhagavan also knows that this is a Maya Amrit, not real. This is not a real deer. Now, when that Jayant came, Bhagavan took one blade of grass and shot at him. It was chasing Jayant and brought him to his feet. He could have done the same thing here also. But then the Leela purpose of avatar won't be fulfilled. Ravana had become mighty and powerful. He was a terror to the whole creation. Now, individually, Sahasrabahu, Bali, had defeated him. Individually defeating did not help the society and the world, because he became their friends afterwards. But what Bhagavan wanted was that there must be a movement against that Ravana. Movement is when one can achieve things when all people come together, like India's freedom movement. What Ramchandraji wanted was that there should be such a cause where all people rally around against that Ravana. Only winning that Ravana individually is not the aim. His rule must end. Adharma Rajya must end. Now Sitaji become the symbol of that. She is a chaste Pativrata Stri. Ravana had many other women also, brought forcefully from other countries, and they accepted them also by force. But nobody was like Sitaji. Here is someone for the whole world's sympathy is there. Then when the Ravana is defeated, he cannot come back again. This is the whole idea. Therefore, Bhagavan running after this Maya deer. In Aranyakand, it is all Maya. So it is said, we tell our children, Sitaji said, "Oh dear, get me the deer." And the deer went after deer. And he could not get the deer. He shot the deer. And when he came back, he lost his deer. Therefore, Bhagavan running after this Maya deer, in Aranyakand, it is all Maya. Even Sita is also Maya. Mari is also Maya. Marija also wants Rama to chase him. And he wants to look at him. Here Bhagavan fulfilling Marija's wish also. That Brahman who is known through Vedas, who is not even known through Vedas, and Lord Shiva meditate upon whom, that Lord is running behind a Maya Mrigam. And when they were far, far away, Bhagavan shot. As the deer was falling down, he shouted. He shouted what? Ha Lakshmana, ha Site. Lakshman, save me. And silently he was saying Ram. Seeing his love for the Lord, Bhagavan gave him that state. Even yogis don't get that state he got. And then Marija got killed. Now Bhagavan wants to go back. Also worried about the voice of Marija. Ah Lakshmana, ah Site. Now let us go to where Sitaji is there. Ravana was thinking he is succeeding in his mission. Now he has to get rid of that Lakshmana also. Lakshmana stood there and Sita said, Lakshmana, she heard the voice. Lakshmana, you go, your brother is in danger. See, this Maricha, when he died, he shouted in the voice of Ramchandra. See, they had that particular device. Nowadays, computer does that now. So they had, those days also they had that technology. And she heard this Arthanata of her own husband. She said, looking at Lakshmana, you go, your brother is in danger. But Lakshmana laughed. See, sometimes you laugh at the wrong time, it is very dangerous. He laughed because how can Sitaji think that Rama will come to danger? You have seen that single-handedly he killed 14,000 Rakshasas in no time. And what will one Rakshasa can do to him? That's why he laughed. But that time Sitaji said such hurting words to him. Marma vachana tab Sita bola. It should be Sita boli. It is indicative of this is something opposed to Sitaji's nature. When she spoke such hurting words, doubting even Lakshmana's intention about her. See, Tulsidaji doesn't say what she said, okay, because he is a Maryada Purusha. In Valmiki Ramayana it is openly said what are the words he said. And when she said those words, Lakshmana could not take it. He said, how can she say that? Then he said, he drew a circle and told her, please do not go outside this circle. It is well known as Lakshmana Rekha. The mystery about this Rekha is when Ravana tried to cross the line, the fire used to come. But when Sitaji crossed, nothing happened. What kind of sensor is that? We don't know. And Lakshmana went reluctantly. Now Ravana saw Ram, Lakshman, both are not there. This is the right time. So he came there in the guise of a sannyasi. By this only the greatness of the sannyasa order is established. Because he came in the sannyasi form, that is why Sitaji trusted. But when he started talking, she knew something is wrong. Also it is said, when he kidnapped her, he dropped his sannyasa dress. And the honor of that dress is also kept. He came there asking for bhiksha. Actually, her mind was preoccupied, thinking about her husband. When she was giving the bhiksha, he said, you have to come this side of the line. And when she came out, suddenly showed his real Ravana form and took her in his aerial chariot, Pushpaviman. At that time, the vulture Jatayu heard the voice of her cry. He pounced on Ravana. He's a huge vulture. Now, Ravana was anxious and he wanted to quickly get away from there before Ram Lakshmana come. But when Jatayu attacked, he had to come down. Sitaji was brought down also. Then he started attacking that Ravana. Ravana thought that this vulture is delaying me. He took out his sword and cut off his wings. Birds' wings are not there, they cannot do anything. It fell down and took Sitaji again into the Pushpaviman and flew over. As they were flying over Rishyamukha mountain, Sitaji saw some monkeys were sitting there. She dropped some ornament, tied it in the cloth at the monkeys. Now here Rama saw Lakshmana coming. He asked, "Why did you come? I told you to take care of Sita." And Lakshmana said, "She said such hurting words, I could not stay there." Ramchandra said, "When a woman is in distress, she will say such words. You should not have, listened to that." In Balakand story it took turn because of Vishwamitra. In Ayodhyakand it was Mantara, Aranyakand. Now here one is Surpaneka, another is Lakshmana. Why? Because if Lakshmana has not moved from there, then this would not have happened. He became an instrument. Ramchandraji said, "I have a feeling that she is not there." Here we generally think that success is when we achieve our desired result. Ravana achieved his objective in kidnapping Sitaji. So he was, in general sense, successful. And Jadayu wanted to save her, but he failed in that process. But then what happened? Jadayu's failure is nobler than Ravana's success. Ultimately, the result you have to see. Ravana kidnapped Sitaji with the hope that he could marry her, but he did not succeed in that. And Jadayu gave his life to protect her purity and chastity, and he succeeded. Therefore, the idea of failure and success should be thought of properly. This Ramayana story is very deep. Katha Ram ke Gudha. Ravana took Sitaji and put her in Ashokavadi. How she lived there? Sitaji, all the time she was thinking of that form of Lord. How he ran after that Maya deer. That was the last she had seen. And all the time chanting the name of the Lord, she realized her mistake. While leaving Ayodhya, she said, "I don't want anything other than my Lord." And look at this. Now she wanted something other than Ram. That was golden deer. When the mind is shifted from the Lord and you want something else, then trouble will be there. Number 2, you doubt a sadhu purusha like Lakshmana and trust a wicked person like Ravana. Such things will create bondage. Here Rama and Lakshmana came to the cottage and found Sita is not there. Anxious and worried, both started looking for Sitaji, and they found Jadayu in deathbed. He was holding his breath to convey the message to Rama. Lord Rama comes there and Jadayu tells the whole story. Bhagavan said, "You have sacrificed your life and that is the noblest act. Now I bless you to live and be immortal." Jadayu said, "When you are in front of me, why should I live in the vulture's body?" Bhagavan gave him Sarupya Mukti, the form of Bhagavan. Then he sings Lord's praise. Jadayu Stuti. Jaya Rama Rupa.
जय राम रूप अनूप निर्गुण सगुण गुण प्रेरक सही दश शीस बाहु प्रचंड खंडन चंड सर मंडन मही पादोदगात सरोज मुखरा जीव आयत लोचनम नित नौमि राम कृपाल बाहु विशाल भव भय मोचनम बलमप्रमेय मनादिमजमव्यक्तमेकमगोचरम् गोविंद गोपर द्वंद्व हर विज्ञान धन धरणीधरम् जय राम मंत्र जपंत संत अनंत जन मन रंजनम् नित नौमि राम काम प्रिय कामादिकल दल गंजनम् जय श्रुति निरंजन ब्रह्म व्यापक विरज अज कहि गावहि करि ध्यान ज्ञान विराग जोग अनेक मुनि जहि पावहि सो प्रगट करुणा कंद शोभा वृंद जग मोहरि मम हृदय पंकज भृंग अंग अनंग बहु छवि सोहरि जो अगम सुगम सुभाव निर्मल असम सम शीतल सदा पश्यन्ति जं जोगी जतन करि करत मन गो बस सदा सो राम रमानिवास संतत दास बस त्रिभुवन धनी मम उर बसौ सो समन संस्कृति जासु कीरति पावनी
अविरलत
भक्ति मागी बर गीध गयउ हरिधाम तेहि की क्रिया जथोचित निज कर कीन्ही राम सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय।
After listening to the prayer of Jadayu, Bhagavan sent him to heaven and tell him, when you go to heaven, you will see my father. Please don't tell him about this Ravana kidnap Sitaji. Why? Ravana himself will tell him when he goes there. You don't tell. As far as Jadayu's physical body is concerned, Bhagavan himself did his cremation and last rite. That luck even Dasharatha Maharaj did not get. That was the greatness of Jadayu. Now, Bhagavan Ramchandraji, as per information he gathered from Jadayu, Rama and Lakshman continued their search for Sitaji. As they were going ahead, one Asura came. His name was Kabanda, and he was under the curse of Durvasa Rishi. And Bhagavan released him from that Asura Yoni. Thereafterwards, Bhagavan is moving. After blessing that Kabanda, Sabari ke ashram pakudhara tahi. Continue. Tahi deha gati rama udara.
ताहि देहि गति राम उदारा सबरी के आश्रम पगुधारा सबरी देखी राम गृह आए मुनि के वचन समुचित भाए सरसिज लोचन बाहु विशाला जटा मुकुट सिर बनमाला श्याम गौर सुंदर दो भाई सबरी परी चरण लपटाई प्रेम मगन मुख बचन न आवा पुनि पुनि पद सरोज सिर नावा सादर जल में चरण पखारे पुनि सुंदर आसन बैठारे कंदमूल फल सुरस अति दिए राम तहुआई प्रेम सहित प्रभु खाए बारंबार बखानी रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय.
There are two characters in Ramayana. They appear very short time, but they leave impression in our mind. One is Jatayu, the second one is Shabari. All the Ramayana Kathakas call her Kutiya as ashram. Nowadays in the ashram, austerity is the first casualty. Everyone wants comforts only. Ashram means there must be shrama, should be there. Shrama means tapasya, austerity should be there. And Shabari saw Ramchandraji is coming to her house. She considers her Kutiya is her house only. She doesn't consider it an ashram. Little background about her. She was a tribal woman and devoted to a great Rishi, Matanga Rishi. And as Matanga Rishi was departing from that place, he had already recognized her bhakti and seva. And so he said, I am giving you one mantra. You keep chanting that. Mantra is very simple, Ram, Ram. Shabari asked, who is that Ram? He said, whoever is that Ram, he himself will come to you. You don't need to know its meaning. The meaning will come to you. When Rama came, she started thinking, I have not done any kind of sadhana. Those who do real sadhana, they think that they have not done any sadhana. Those who do nothing, they complain. I don't desire this Rama darshan. Unike vachana samuchi jiya bhaye. Because my Guru has said to confirm the truth of the words of my Guru, Bhagavan has come. The credit goes to Guru, who she saw, the lotus-side Bhagavan, Jata Mukuta, the crown of jatas and garland of flowers picked up from the forest, one Shyam Varna, another Gaura Varna, dark and fair complexion. She fell at the feet of Bhagavan, immersed in love. The words were not coming out of her mouth. Again and again she was bowing down to Bhagavan. How many years she was waiting. Then she saw, I am making Bhagavan stand only. Please come. A beautiful seat was given to him. Then washed his feet. She brought fruits and fed Bhagavan. Many of you know that she was tasting the fruit and giving to him. But Siddhaji doesn't say that here. He understands the feeling of everyone. He said, Kanda Moola Pala Surasa Atidiye. And she gave surasam in fruit, means so sweet fruit she gave. Now how do you know it is sweet? Because she must have tasted. How can she taste and give it to Bhagavan? He said, I did not say that. The one who is an expert in fruits picking, they will know which is tasty. And the Lord ate that. And it is said that Prema Sahita Prabhu Khaye Barambar Bakhani, he says that. Again and again, praising Shabari's fruit, Bhagavan ate that with love. Now, like Bhagavan said in Gita, Patram Pushpam Palam Toyam Yome Bhaktya Prechati, with devotion offered to me, I will take it. If it is a leaf or fruit or water. Now, Barambar Bakhani means not that he praised her fruit at that time. Even after returning to Ayodhya after 14 years and Kausalyaji herself was making food for him, at that time also he remembered Shabari's fruits. That is what it means by saying Barambar. She stood in front of Bhagavan with folded hands. As she was looking at Bhagavan, the waves of love rising in her heart, and she knew the puja vidhi, watching the Rishimuni. She said, Kehi vidhi astuti. I am born in a low caste, and as a tribal woman, I am not literate. I don't know how to sing your praise. I am dull-witted person, low in every respect. I don't know how to sing any praise. At that time, now what Bhagavan said, see, Kahar Rekupati Sudu, Bhamini Bata. Listen, oh Bhamini. This word Bhamini means young, beautiful girl. Shabari was not young or beautiful. In fact, she was not good looking at all. And that is why her husband had left her. Here her inner purity and beauty is addressed. Please listen. I accept only one thing, that is devotion, the highest prem. That only I understand. Suppose someone is born in a high caste family with a lot of wealth and prosperity, but there is no bhakti for the Lord or Guru, then it is beautiful like waterless cloud, no use. When Bhagavan thought, Shabari says she is illiterate, she doesn't know how to praise him. But Bhagavan said, I am educated, I can sing praises. And why all the time devotee should sing the praise of Bhagavan? Sometimes Bhagavan also can praise his devotee. So Bhagavan skillfully said, Shabari, I am going to tell you 9 kinds of devotion. Listen. Navata Bhakti.
Navadha Bhakti kaho dohi pahi, Savadhan suno dharu man mahi. Prathama Bhakti santan kar sanga, Dusari rati mama katha prasanga. Gurupad pankaj seva, तीसरी भगति अमान, चौथी भगति मम गुण गण, करई कपट तजिगान.
अंतर्जात
मंत्र जाप मम दृढ़ विश्वासा, पंचम भजन सुवेद प्रकाशा. छठदम शील विरति बहु कर्मा, निरत निरंतर सज्जन धर्मा. सातव सम मोहिमय जग देखा, मोते संत अधिक करि लेखा.
आठव जथा लाभ संतोषा, सपने नहीं देखई पर दोषा. नवम सरल सब सन चल हीना, मम भरोसरिय हर्षण दीना नव महु एकौ जिन्ह के होई नारी पुरुष सचराचर कोई
जोगी दुर्लभ गति कोई जोगी वृंद दुर्लभ गति जोई तो कहूँ आज सुलभ भई सोई मम दर्शन फल परम अनूपा जीव पाव निज सहज स्वरूपा जनक सुता कई सुधि भागी जानहि कहूँ करि बरगामी
कही कथा सकल विलोक
कही कथा सकल बिलोकी हरि मुख हृदय पद पंकज धरे कही जोग पावक देह हरिपद लीन भई जहाँ नहीं फिरे नर विविध कर्म अधर्म बाहुमत शोक पद सब त्यागहु विश्वास करि कह दास तुलसी राम पद अनुरागहु
Now, Bhagavan explained 9 types of bhakti, devotion. For all of us, he explained what is devotion. Number 1, for us it is an upadesha on bhakti. Number 2, as far as Shabari is concerned, it is varadan for her. Because she already a devotee. It is a blessing for Shabari. Number 3, great praise of Shabari. Because after giving out 9 types of bhakti, he said, even if anyone has got one of them, he is dear to me. But Shabari, you have all 9 of them. And how dear she is to the Lord. It was a great praise. Now I am going to tell you 9 kinds of devotion. Actually, devotion is only one kind. The unconditional love for the Lord. But where to start, how that devotion is expressed, it manifests in 9 forms. Listen to it attentively. This is for us because we listen only tentatively. Number 1, satsang, starting point. That place where you get opportunities to listen and the glories of Bhagavan's virtues, leelas. Mark Twain said, if you don't read newspaper, you are uninformed. If you read, you are misinformed. How the media plays different roles, we don't know. Satsang, where you get opportunity to listen to Bhagavan's glories, that is called satsang. First is Shravanam. Then second is, as you listen to Katha, it will create love for the Lord. Ramanam. Third one is service to your Guru without any ego. Then you will get clarity of knowledge. Fourth one, then what you hear, you think, you start singing the glory of Lord. Fifth, Veda says repetition of mantra with great faith. Shabari was told to do this japa and she just did that japa. See the result, Bhagavan himself come there. Number 6, as the devotion grows more and more, he loses interest in the worldly kind of things and control of himself and practice more and more spiritual sadhana. Number 7, the whole world is seen as pervaded by the Lord. As the Lord, Siya Ramamaya Sabu Jagajane. Bhagavan said one more thing, my devotees are greater than me. Bhagavan is like a sandalwood tree, but its fragrance is spread everywhere by the breeze. So Sant Mahatmas like breeze and Bhagavan is like sandalwood. Devotees do wonderful publicity about me, so they are greater than me. Number 8, total contentment by whatever they get by chance. Gita, it is a santushto yena kenachit in 12th chapter. No craving, no running about for things. Whatever you get with your honest work, be contented. They do not see anyone's fault even in their dream. What is the sign of purity of mind? Even in dream, you don't see bad of anyone. Even if you see someone's fault, but you don't keep on thinking about it, you see only your fault. 9, with everyone loving to everyone, some respect, some suspect, Bhakta is same to all. Completely depend upon the Lord. No elation or depression. Whether man or woman who has got even one of the 9 form of love, that person is dear to me. In you, all the 9 kinds of devotion is there in full measure. You have my darshanam, and therefore you will have darshan of your own Surupa. Now you do have. And do you have any information about, Bhagavan asked, now tell me, you have any information about Janaki? Sabari said, go to Pampa Lake and on the Rishyamukha mountain, when Sugriva is sitting there, and he will tell you more about Sitaji. What is the point? Bhagavan asking her, in the beginning to purify our mind, we perform selfless karma dedicated to God that purifies the mind. Purified mind longs for knowledge, then it gets that knowledge. And after knowledge, the love that arises for the Lord is something very special. It is called Jnanottara Bhakti. And in that, the fulfillment of love is in rendering seva to Bhagavan. See, their seva is starting point also and culmination also. So whenever you love someone, you want to do something for that person. Bhakta want to serve the Lord, but the master should give the opportunity to serve. Here for Shabari, Bhagavan gives an opportunity to seva. She understands that. And she said, you stay here. That Bellini became a great yogini. The purpose of my life is over. Keeping Bhagavan's lotus feet in her heart, she out of her own yoga shakti kindled the fire in her own body and she merged with Bhagavan. So Siddhaji says, give up all other things which create only sorrow. Grow in life, love and devotion to the lotus feet of Lord Rama. She was not from great birth. Even then she was liberated by Bhagavan. Oh mind, you forget such a lot and think of something. Will you be happy? Your sorrows will not end if you turn away from the Lord. Now as per Shabari, the advice Bhagavan moved ahead. One side he was admiring the beauty of nature, but other side everything was reminding him of Sitaji. And then in one place he found a lake and he sat down there. And you know at that time, Narada Muni came there. I will take few more minutes to complete. This is a very interesting portion. Bhagavan is peacefully sitting. Narada Muni felt that the Lord is sad. Narji came and did namaskar. Bhagavan said, Narada, come here. He asked, how are you? Narada said, I am fine. but I am feeling sad because of my curse. You have to go through all these difficulties. Narada said, I want one boon. And what is that? Lord, you know there are thousands of names are there for you. Out of all that name, your name Rama must become more prominent. Just as in the clear sky many stars are shining, but when the moon is there, how it outshine everyone. Like that, in the clear sky, filled with devotion, the heart of people, in that heart, your name should shine like a moon. Bhagavan Siddhadastu. Lord Shiva also Parvati, among 1,000 names, Ram Nam is equal to 1,000 names. Sri Rama Rama Rameti, Rame Rame Manorame, Sahasranama Tattulyam Rama Nama Varanane. But Bhagavan's all names are great. Then Narada asked, Bhagavan, I have one more question. Yes, what is that? See, I wanted to marry that Vishwamohini. See, he has not given up that. Why did you stop? Naraya is still holding on that thought. But beautiful Bhakti Rahasya is pointed out here. Bhagavan said, listen, just as parents have two children, one is a little child, Shishu, the other is grown up. So the parents will always be more careful about the baby. Suppose the baby tried to catch fire, will they allow them? They will protect the child. But once the child grow up, then he can take his own decision. Therefore, I have these two types of devotees. Those who are totally dependent on me, like the child, and it is my duty to protect them. If in their mind some pride arises which is opposed to the path of devotion, then should I not protect them? Your samskar is not for marriage, number one. You will become miserable. There are two types of people, those who have got that desire and aptitude for marriage, and if you force them to take sannyas, that will be apat sannyas. The other one who is a virakta by nature, if he gets into some fancy and get married, he will not be happy. For that person also and that wife also, both will be unhappy. So Narada, at that time, you are under delusion. You are my bhakta and I don't want you to get into trouble. You are doing tapas and doing wonderful. Suddenly you forgot me and pride came that you conquered Kama Krodha. Remember who was she? She was my Maya. How can you marry her? In other words, Bhagavan said, you are my baby bhakta. I saved you from that. It is out of love only. Narada said, Bhagavan, thank you for saving me. Now I have another question. Bhagavan, you have always love for saints and sages. So I want to know who is really a sant. What is their nature? Because someone declared that I am a sant, whom do you consider a sant? Bhagavan said, the greatest lakshana of a saint is no attachment to his body or the house or possession at all. Only love for the Lord is the thing in life. Actually, the lakshana of a saint are innumerable. Even Sharada Devi cannot describe because the virtues are many, but they become manifest in some for some reason. For example, a Sant Mahatma is there who never get angry. Now how will you know? When someone comes and teases him and initiate him and still he is shant, then one quality is known. But that is not the only quality he has. When Naraji heard from Bhagavan that Sant Lakshana cannot be described, he felt so delighted again and again. He prostrated and went to his abode, Brahmaloka. Siddhaji says, indeed, those people who are soaked in the love of Ramchandraji, even without the painful practice of japa, yoga, etc., they will cross over this samsara. Such people giving up worldly attachment always seek satsang. Now with this, we complete the Aranyakanda.